Okay, so apparently people find interest in hearing me talk. So here it goes again. Also, this isn't my real voice. This is like sped up and pitched up. So like it's shorter, and also because I have a really naturally low, boring voice. Sorry. Okay, so should I get onto my ranting? Probably. Alright, so to my knowledge, I think the districts all the fruit tree are from is Owen's District 15, Apple's from District 8, and Raspberry's from District 13. If I might be wrong, I might be very, very incorrect. This is just going to be me yapping about if Owen's possessed or not. Because I've heard a lot of people say, oh, he's possessed with the ghost of his father or something. They're like, oh, his eyes turned orange in the, like, thumbnail of that one thing. And I think in Tiviv's animations, or Tivi, I don't know if it's Tiviv or Tivi, she draws him with orange eyes. I think she has stated it before in a YouTube short, actually. Because I have watched a lot of Tivi's stuff. I did find her YouTube channel after watching Outsiders. I'm a true fan. I'm hardcore. Okay. Alright. This is a series I've been obsessing over for 2 years. This is why I can link dots like this, guys. Doesn't mean I know everything about the series. I really don't. I'm just here to yap. Okay, just so you know, I don't go off script. I, like, completely don't go off script. I'm pacing around right now, yapping. It's just to make it more authentic. I can't go off a script, okay? Anyway, back to my yapping points. I honestly don't think he is canonically possessed by any sort of spirit. I do think he has a very inner battle. I love the headcanon that he's possessed. Fortunately, I think this man has a lot of trauma. Okay, unpacking this. The first example, like, I could really see of someone saying he's possessed, is... Also, I'm not saying any of this is wrong. This is, like, mostly fan speculation, and it could be canon, but I don't think it is, personally. Anyway, back to my points as to why I think it could be interpreted as such. Specifically one bit, when he's plotting out how to kill Crow, and then the voice of his father, or whatever, is like not taunting, but he's like, I got it, I can slit its throat from behind, and the spirit of his father is like, no, you have to fight, you know, but I don't think it's the spirit of his father, so to speak. I think that's a hallucination, because I think he's very, very traumatised. Poor Babby, he's very traumatised, okay? Give the man a break. I don't think he's possessed. I think he literally just thinks demons equals evil. And I think as much as he idolises his parents, he's very, very scared of the concept of them. Because sure, if you asked him, do you want your parents to be alive again? He'd say yes in a heartbeat. But I don't think he would actually want them to be alive, you know? Like, he wouldn't want to have a conversation with them, because maybe with his father, like, I think he's canonically scared of him. Like, canonically really, really scared of him. Which is really sad, actually, that he's really, really traumatised to the point of being scared like that. And I feel like even before he was in the maze, it is a high likelihood that he would have started hearing his father when he was fighting actively in war, kind of like gassing him up. You know, that was at the peak of his life, so to speak, in his own words, I'm pretty sure. That was when he was adored by everyone. I think it's less that he was adored by everyone. I'm sure he would have liked that feeling, because it's like, validation, because I think his character runs off of being validated. As we can see, he always wants his parents to be proud of him. Validation as a child, like, he literally just lets them tell him what to do with his life. When he tries to argue back, he immediately regrets it. You know, he's gaslit into thinking he's wrong. Poor child. But I think canonically, he's just, like, I feel like he would have, like, heard the voices before. Not our voices. Our voices are like chat, so like the actual voices are just chat. But the voice of his father's like actual trauma. We got louder, I think, after Apple died, because like chat would probably be spamming. Obviously, I didn't watch live streams. I watched it a year late. I watched Outsiders a year late, because I was watching the first season of Empires. Funny story, actually. I was an Empires fan. I obsessed over Empires. I can't remember much of the lore. I know some of it. I do. I don't know how Scott and Jonathan are related. I know they're brothers somehow, but I don't know how. Sorry, anyway, I've gotten really off track there. Back to Outsiders. Back to Outsiders. back to it. Okay. I don't think he's possessed, honestly. I don't. I think it's more so... He needs a therapist. He needs a psychiatrist. But essentially that's what he needs. He needs, like, someone to, like, root his life. I mean, I don't think root his life. His life has already been very rooted. But, like, unroot his life. You know, like, tell him, okay, maybe don't kill demons. And the really funny thing is, Apo was, like, so close to doing that for him. No, I know it sounds like, no, he wasn't. Like, he got immediately smited. You could see the hesitation before he chased after him. He wasn't possessed. I think he has, like, 2 personalities, like, completely separate personalities. And I feel like they're merged, which would make them one, but, like, they're, like, partially merged. They're, like, very close to not being merged, okay? One of them kind of centered around how he was as a child. Very forgiving. He wants to protect and help people. He wants people to be proud of him and like him. He's a bit selfish in a way, but, like, he's just genuinely kind of scared. He is friendly. He is likable. And the other side of him, more based off of when he was a soldier, very, like, angsty, broody, you know, demons killed my family-esque. That's an aesthetic now. Very, very, like, you know, both of them are traumatised, just one of them has more angst now. Again, I feel like I'm splitting them into, like, 2 categories here. And you could just say, no, it's because he didn't have his memories back and he was acting on natural instincts. No, I mean, yes, but it just proves that his natural instinct is to act like how he did when he was a kid. Without any trauma, Owen would never kill demons. Wouldn't ever cross his mind. He'd be like, what's wrong with demons? Nothing, they're fine. They're fine. Because if District 15 was never attacked, he would never want to kill demons. He'd be like, see, I was right, they're not bad. I don't want to be a soldier, screw you. You know, he would have been very, very happy. Like, he would have been a happier person. He probably never would have even gotten arrested. I mean, for the sake of law, he might have done, but he probably wouldn't. That's the beautiful thing. Well, that's actually the really sad thing. He got misguided so much, it landed him in jail and to be burnt alive. So sorry, so sorry. Also, this is kind of going a bit off track, but it's a rant. I can do whatever I want here. One of my friends actually brought this up to me. One of the only friends I've gotten to binge Outsiders. The other one hasn't finished it after multiple months. But anyway, I actually did force one of my friends, not force, but we watched it together in my house. Because, of course, we did. Took a lot of sleepovers to make this happen, okay? I'm such a child sometimes, I swear to God. But basically, he looked at me and he went, Rosie, you know how there was a chat vote for, like, Owen to go in and look for Apo? Do you think if the chat would have collectively had said, no, don't go look for Apo, would Apo not have died and would Owen have survived? Like, would they both have gone out together, all the demons or the humans? And to her question, I answer no. I think Apo is bound to die. Because keep in mind, before that episode, Tivy, I think, would have already animated the flashback, Apo getting, like, impaled. I think, also because, like, the flashback, it was just animated differently. Like, I think how much effort went into, like, the reunion animation, Apo is bound to die. I don't think anything could have changed that. I think that if chat had said, no, don't go look for Apo, he's dead, Apo would have came back, because he was on his way back. Owen would have gotten his flashback in the clearing, and been like, oh, okay. They would have kind of went silent a bit, would have greeted Apo, everything's fine. Apo would have also gotten a flashback, he'd be a bit wary of him, like, do you not remember? He'd be like, no, what do you mean? I don't remember nothing. Kind of gaslighting him a bit. And then, what I think would happen is he would lead Apo into the maze, like he did with Crow. You know, but a bit different. He'd be like, do you want to go mapping, like we used to do? Like, you know, before if it happened, like, just, maybe when we come back, we can make cheesecake, you know. We can hang out more, to kind of chill out. And obviously Apo would be like, okay. I feel like Apo would trust him. I feel like Apo would see, yeah. I'm just going to assume he hasn't got his memories back yet, but okay, yeah, sure. And then when they're in the maze, the reunion would happen, except it isn't a reunion. Or, alternate, he would just go anyway. I don't think chat answer mattered much. Or he would lead Apo into the maze and get his memories back. So it wouldn't technically be a reunion at that point, but, you know, I feel like Apo was bound to die. Also, Owen stated, I think, at the end of the series, Owen canonically was planned to die from the beginning, which meant Apo dying really isn't that much of a shocker. Like, Apo would have had to die for Owen to die, because he killed all the demons in the clearing. Alright? Alright. He said Owen was bound to die, and that was, like, he survived death so many times with that plot armor of his, just to die at the very end. It was planned for him to kill the demons. It was very obviously strategically planned. I think they would have had a backup plan. I do. Or I think if Apo went to go back by himself, something would happen and he'd have to go back into the maze and Owen would just do it on different occasions, ask chat again and again and again until they said, yeah, go look in the maze for Apo. I feel like that's how it would have went. So unfortunately, Apo, bound to die. Ugh. Anyway, off subject, back to the subject. No, Owen, I don't think, is possessed. The AU is very interesting. I like the AU aspect of it. I think, as a character, he is just genuinely messed up. I feel like he's a little bit possessed, in a way, where his, like, mental psyche isn't all there. I feel like he probably would have been mourning Appa's death after killing him, because part of him did miss him. Part of him resonated with the chat saying he was wrong. I feel like when he's begging Magic to let him out, not all of it was fake, it was half-hearted. Like, I don't know why I killed them, I don't remember, I don't know. I feel like that was real, I do think it was real. The actual Owen coming through here. But I feel like the way it switches back, it's like he's a bit, you know, gone a bit crazy, and there's just a little spark of humanity coming in. I feel it's just so sad. Like, just let the mans be happy at this point. Is it really that hard? But, you know, power creations hate us. And there hasn't been a proper Pi Duo friendship throughout any of the SMPs. Except for, like, rats. Cowboy SMP, they've ignored each other, and pirates, like... actually, pirates had a few interesting interactions, like Owen having a parallel with Appo when... This is a parallel to the reunion, by the way. When Owen's stealing from Appo, Beck, and I think it's Eloise on their mission. And then it's on the rooftop, and Appo finds him and is like, I'll tell them you stole, and then Owen threatens him with the sword, and Appo runs off. Which directly parallels, don't know if it's on purpose or not, to Owen and Appo in the reunion, when Appo says, I'll tell them who you really are, Owen. Because he did say that. I remember him saying that. I could be wrong. I remember him saying that. I'm pretty sure he says that. And then Owen, like, being like, and that'll be your just reward if you beat me. And then Appo runs off. Like, obviously after a long talk, because Owen just can't stop that villain monologue grind, I guess. Keep monologuing, mate. Go on. No, it's fine. It made the series so much better. Owen verbally abusing people before he decided to smite them is just the best thing ever. Like, can't you just lead Guts into your basement and just kill her immediately? Or, like, poison her and not tell her what's in the stew? Or be like, no, I'm just not hungry. So she would eat it and she'd immediately die. But no, you need your monologuing. Or, like, with Raspy, who's like, I just won't tell you anything. After, like, monologuing for so long. He was yapping for so long that Raspy got her memories back. I find it so funny. Because it literally cuts him out. So he's just like, you know when you're underwater and it's like the blurred noise? They do that because he's talking for too long. And Raspy's like just cutting him out completely so she can remember. Because Owen's too busy yapping. I find it so funny. Because what do you mean? Mans was too busy yapping, so they had to, like, quiet him down a bit. Like, Jesus Christ, Owen, shut up. No, I'm joking. We love him as a character. I'm joking. You don't have to shut up. It's part of the law that you can't stop smacking people. I find it funny as well that he's, like, not only mean to demons. He, like... Two interactions I can pull proof from this is when he's talking to Kyle and Magic. Kyle telling him to be a leader again, and him snapping at him, you know, being like, leaders are respected, Kyle. I was elected leaders upon 3 other people, most of which are either incapacitated, missing, or dead. And then, like, when Kyle's like, you've given up, Owen, and then he's, like, mumbling under his breath, like, Owen's, like, very, very sassy. Can I just say, after he gets his memories back, he's just, no, I'm not holding through for any of this. Kyle, get out. And then with Magic, when Magic tells him that he's being selfish and putting other people in danger because he's not a leader, he proceeds to go off on the... Everyone knows this bit, I'm sure they do. When he's like, you want to talk about putting others in danger? Coming from who, exactly? The woman whose clearing burnt down under her leadership? The woman who lied about that previous position of leadership because she lacked the spine to correct her friend when she lied? Like, oh my god. The woman who stood still as her friend was ripped apart beside her? Like, oh my god. Owen, just be nice to Magic. Be nice to her. What's she done? She's not a demon. Does she look like a demon? No, she's not a demon. Jesus Christ. Because he would never ever say that with his memories back. Also, just the fact that he was originally, I think he was a vegetarian or a vegan, and then he stopped being vegetarian. Like, why? Why is that part of it? What did animals do to you, mate? Why? And then he proceeds to dump his pet pig in the maze. Puddy, no. Because keep us both safe, you'll give us away. What's the pig gonna do? I know Magic talked to the thing, but I don't think she can actually understand him. Jesus, Owen. I don't think Puddy's going to be spilling his secrets. Puddy still loved him as well. Oh, really sad headcanon I have. I headcanon Puddy died, but like not in the maze after Owen left. I headcanon that when everyone was like leaving and Owen was like screaming because he's burning alive, Puddy heard him from the maze because like obviously you could hear it like from across the clearing and like probably through the maze a little bit. Puddy came running through and immediately burnt alive in the clearing before like he even got anywhere close to Guts' old house. That's a headcanon. That isn't canon, but like it's just sad. Sorry, we have to throw in a bit more angst there with Puddy. Puddy just immediately gets KO'd. Sorry, that got dark real quick. But yeah, I feel like Owen isn't possessed. He just has two colliding personalities. I've covered more than just is Owen possessed in this rant. A lot more than this. Also, I'm not cutting out any ums and breaks between words. I'm not doing that this time because it makes it sound like it's AI generated. I can reassure you, it's not. Because obviously it just cuts very randomly. The only times my voice messages in this will cut randomly is when I've been talking and my phone's turned off. So I've had to like start a new voice recording and or I've ended the voice recording to go do something for like 5 quick minutes. But yes, I don't know how long this rant will be. Currently it's saying 5 minutes 49 because obviously doesn't show you how far you're currently into it. No clue how long this rant video will be, but you know, hopefully long enough so it doesn't take away all your attention. You can pay a bit more attention to me. So anyway, just to clarify, none of this is specifically canon. Any sort of ranting I've gone on, like, you don't have to pay too much attention to it. Like, it comes down to actually being canon, it probably isn't. A lot of this is my personal headcanons or like trying to see into the show a little bit, the series. This time I have actually gone a lot more off of quotes. So if you don't find that viable, I've talked about parallel between outsiders and pirates. I've covered more than I wanted to. I talked about empires very briefly. That wasn't part of this, okay? That wasn't part of it. There's some bits I'll cut out, probably, but you know. For now, this is what you get. Have a good day, night, whatever. Bye 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 bye.